Hello, MCU fans. Today we're going to take a look at the question of exactly how many teams are going to show up for the big fight with Doctor Doom in either or both Doomsday and Secret Wars. I count as many as 10 possible teams that could be formed in time for the big throwdown. So, lots to discuss. Let's dive right in and see what we can find out. Don't forget, we have a September contest running all month long. Be a subscriber, leave a comment. You could win a book or a steelbook. Best of luck. And we have a membership option with lots of cool perks, so you might check it out in case you're interested. All right, so one way or another, Doomsday is coming in less than 2 years, and Secret Wars is coming in less than 3, and there are not a lot of teams meeting right now in the MCU, so they better get their act together and form, because we need them ready for Doomsday, or at a minimum, ready for Secret Wars, because there could be some teams that form in between the two movies, I guess. So, who is going to be on those teams, and what will they be? Well, in previous videos, I've talked about this heroes group shot, right? Of all the heroes, all the potential heroes. So this time I'm going to divide everybody into at least 10 teams and see how it all lays out. All right, so this is my picks for the Avengers, which I've talked about in previous videos, and you all have been very helpful in the comments. I changed some of my picks based on your great comments. But so I have picked Captain America and Falcon, Wong representing the Sorcerers, Shuri representing Wakanda, Star-Lord representing the Guardians, Valkyrie representing New Asgard, and Captain Marvel just to kick some butt, right? In past videos, I did also mention Circe, who I would love to see on the Avengers, but I'm going to talk about the Eternals in a moment. But so these are my picks for the main Avengers team. Let me know your thoughts on that. Then, in a previous video, I also talked about the Avengers West Coast. And in that case, I mentioned Hawkeye coming out of retirement to basically lead and form the team. Shang-Chi's already in the West Coast. Wonder Man will be out before long, and he's also West Coast. One way or another, Wanda's coming back. She's either coming back as a result of Agatha All Along, or maybe Vision Quest. But yeah, we're going to see Wanda and Vision both back by the end of his series. Ant-Man's out on the West Coast, and She-Hulk is out on the West Coast. So these are my picks for Avengers West Coast. So what are the other 8 teams? Well, an obvious one is Young Avengers, right? They've been setting this one up for a couple years now. The top row, I think, are the most likely members. Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, Cassie, America Chavez, and Ironheart. The bottom row, those are the ones that are tougher to decide for sure. I mean, Scar, we all love Scar, right? I'm kidding. I really hope they find some way to make him more interesting, because he did not work in the She-Hulk series. Patriot barely got introduced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We'll have to see whether he gets more face time during the Captain America 4 movie, and whether I'm thinking he's going to come back or not. Kid Loki, I'd really love for him to get out of the void. That would be great. And then one way or another, Wiccan and Speed. We're going to get them both more as teenagers. I'm betting Wiccan's going to come out of Agatha, and maybe Speed comes out of Vision Quest. But so yeah, these are 10 potential members for Young Avengers. So 2 questions for you. What do you think about the team? And then, when do you think they're going to form? I really hope they form it before Doomsday. It'd be great if they were around for that movie. I don't know if there's time. I just don't know if there's time. All right. Thunderbolts. We know we're getting the Thunderbolts, right? The question is, how many of them make it out of the movie? I think there's some definite possibilities for some of them to die. I mean, Taskmaster, that'd be my number one on my list. I love Taskmaster, but that's a character that could probably go. Red Guardian, I love Red Guardian, but that would be kind of a really emotional death if he died for several of the characters, but especially for Yelena. Maybe even Bucky. So who knows if Thunderbolts will still be a real team after the end of the Thunderbolts movie. So let me know your thoughts on that. All right, Guardians. Obviously, we have a Guardians team. These are the 7 that we saw at the end of Guardians 3. And I'll talk a little bit more later about some of the members that have seemed to have left the team but obviously could return. But there's no reason that these 7 wouldn't be ready to go. And that's a pretty powerful team. And they have some really heavy hitters on that team. All right, Eternals. So what is Marvel going to do with the Eternals? I mean, right now, half of them are off the Earth being judged by Arishem, and the other half are trying to find that half. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get an Eternals 2, but I don't think Feige's going to leave them all hanging. Somehow, one way or another, we're going to learn what happened to them, and maybe, hopefully, they will show up for either or both Doomsday or Secret Wars. Let me know your thoughts on that. Are we going to see them again, and where might we see them next? All right, Defenders. So I obviously have the OG4 are now all canon, and I suspect we will see Jessica Jones coming back, I hope, even in the Daredevil Born Again series. And then we got to get Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I'm kind of throwing Echo in here because I have a feeling that she's going to start working with them. And Misty and Colleen, I'd love to see those two back again. I just don't know how big of a role they're going to play in Doomsday or Secret Wars, but it sure would be great to see them showing up and helping out in some way, shape, or form. All right, the X-Men. So I am really, really thinking we are going to see these folks come back again one last time, probably initially to fight the Avengers and then ultimately to team up with them. So obviously Deadpool and Wolverine gave us the top four. We know they're all alive. We don't know where Gambit ended up, but my bet is he got brought to 10005 with Deadpool, Logan, and X-23. Then I am highly theorizing that the post-credit scene to the Marvels is the same universe as 10005, which would mean Beast, Binary, and Professor X, at least, because he was mentioned by Beast, are part of that universe. Because I think at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, they recreated the universe. You can check out my Deadpool and Wolverine videos if you want to know what I mean by that. But I think they recreated it, and now we're going to have very comic-accurate outfits, power set, etc. And I cannot wait to see these guys again at least one more time. Then we have the Fantastic Four. We know they're coming. We don't know much more about how they're going to get here, how they're going to fit into all this, but supposedly they're in both Doomsday and Secret Wars. So that's awesome. And then finally, our 10th potential team is the Midnight Suns. And honestly, I am really excited about this team, but I'm also really, really worried we're not going to get them in time for either Avengers 5 or Avengers 6. A lot is riding on whether the Blade movie is able to come together, because if so, it could introduce this team. So these are the members that I've picked. I would love to see, obviously, Blade and the Black Knight. Oh my goodness, give me Moon Knight and Layla back again. Wouldn't it be cool to see Agatha join? Ooh, that'd be sweet. And of course, Ted and Jack are awesome, and Elsa. I think Doctor Strange would be really good on the team. He's obviously been on the team in the comics many times before, and I know Punisher might seem like an odd man out, but he really kind of fits in with this group, to be honest, having no remorse in killing whatever the bad guys are, whether they be living or undead. So, man, oh man, oh man, I really, really want this team to come together. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think we're going to get to see them before Avengers 5 and 6, or is this something that's going to get moved, unfortunately, into Phase 7? I can only tell you, Brad Wenderbaum in recent interviews has said Marvel is going to lean heavily into these type of stories. So we're going to see this team eventually. I know we are. The question is just when. Okay, so those are the 10 teams. However, believe it or not, there's still 24. Yes, 24 heroes that haven't even been placed on one of those teams. This is craziness. All right, so on the top row, you could almost argue they are a team. That would be the Wakandans, besides Shuri at least. So several options there. Then you got Clea, Gaia, and Monica, which I really don't know what to do with any of them. I really hope Monica joins the team big time. I love her so much. On the middle row, you've got 4 of the Guardians, who could easily rejoin the Guardians team, but for now have kind of semi-retired, if you will. And then right next to the Guardians, you have 4 Asgardians. I could easily see Thor joining. The question is which team and when. And then you never know, Korg may join as well. And then the bottom row are a couple of the long-term heroes that have been around for a while: Wasp, Hulk, and War Machine that I haven't placed anywhere. You got the 3 Spider Bros. They're almost a team, right? And then you got Blade and Elektra. I'm pretty sure they survived and were sent back to their home worlds and are very, very available for Secret Wars at a minimum, maybe even Doomsday. So, question is with these, should any of these have been placed on one of the previous teams? Would you have put them in lieu of somebody else? So let me know your thoughts on that. And maybe is there a team to form out of these characters? Kind of feels like they're all not really going to join together, other than maybe the Wakandans in the upper left. But yeah, it is amazing that Marvel has this many heroes at their disposal. Oh my word. So let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this video? I appreciate the people that suggested doing this and looking at all the possible team ups, because as a lot of people have said, this helps Marvel make 90 plus heroes easier to follow and digest when you pair them off in teams. So I really think this is a smart move for Marvel to create as many teams as possible in time for Secret Wars. All right, don't forget, we have the September contest. Be a subscriber, leave a comment, win a book or a steelbook. And there's that membership option in case you're interested in that. And I always love to mention the Discord. Here we are talking about, who's going to be in Doomsday? Is there going to be an Avengers team? Who's going to be on it, etc. All kinds of conversations we have on the Discord. 1,700 members across the globe. So conversations happening 24/7, and we would love for you to be part of it. I will leave a pinned comment so that you can join the Discord. Also, if you don't mind, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out more content, and we'll all continue to enjoy the ever-growing, the ever-changing Marvel Cinematic Universe.